Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another layout that I completed at the crop that I went to back in October. I had brought 30 page kits with me. I ended up putting 22 pages together, and I probably would have almost finished all my page kits if I was able to get there on the Friday night, but I was only able to get there on the Saturday morning, so I missed a good 8 hours of scrapping. But I'm still happy with the amount of layouts that I got done. This is actually layout 15 out of 22, and as you can tell, this is filled with scraps. And I think when I put my page kits together, I grabbed, my plastic bags, my baggies, my oversized baggies, bag that I keep my scraps, and I said, okay, this time I really need to work on some of these scraps because I'm getting overwhelmed by the amount of scraps that I have. But it's not a bad thing because working with scraps is one of my favorite things to do because a lot of times it decides how my layout is going to come together. Now, if you saw, I had this cardstock and my photos didn't quite fit on them because it was smaller than 8 inches. So I just trimmed my photos a little bit and was able to make it fit. I put my 2 photos and I'm going to end up using that as a mat. And then I took one of my digital files that is a grid pattern paper, and I'm going to use that on my layout or right underneath my photos, and that's going to be where I'm going to do my journaling. And then the rest of the layout comes together pretty quickly because I have these 2 pattern papers that I had scraps. Now usually what I try to do is I try to use the scrap in the size that it is, but when I put this page kit together, I had sort of a bigger scrap of that yellow pattern paper and a smaller one. I tried to use the smaller one first, and then I was like, you know what, I have the other one and then it'll fit better on the layout, so I'm going to use that. I still ended up using a scrap, but I made it fit my layout a little bit better because the other one was a little smaller. Then I look at what I put in the page kit as far as embellishments. Now, I have a lot of our digital prints, but what I try to do is also add some different embellishments with the digital prints, and then every page is going to look totally different. What I ended up putting in this one was these 2x2 squares, and I love, either using 3x4 cards or 4x6 or 6x8 or these 2x2 squares, and then it kind of helps me sort of guide the way that the page is going to go. Now, because I know this is how the layout is going to look, I just take a second and just stick everything down, and then I can move on with the layout. One of the things that making page kit does, it makes it so that when you sit down, you don't have to think, you just grab a page kit and you go ahead and make the page. But one step further, when you do a page kit with scraps, it even takes away even more the guessing work because the pattern paper is already cut down, and so sort of the layout of it comes together really quickly, and you can then put your page together super fast. Now, not counting me cutting out all the digital files, like punching out the viewfinders, cutting out the arrows, the labels. That usually takes me about 10 minutes. And not counting that, this page, I put it together in 17 minutes. And the reason that I know that is because I film. And when I uploaded the video for this one, it was like 17 minutes. And I was like, wow, I didn't realize that I was putting these pages together that quickly. And I account all of that to the fact that I have page kits and that this was a scrap page kit. Okay, so I didn't put the video ×4 because I had a few things that I wanted to chat to you about. I wanted to talk about the layout, but there was other stuff that I wanted to chat about. So first of all, today is New Year's Eve. So happy New Year's to all of you. And, you know, here's to hoping that in 2021 that it's going to be a better year. Like every other time in history that this kind of thing has happened, in the words of Dr. Tam, there's always an end. So let's hope that 2021 is where it ends. Second, my 50% off sale ends January 1st. So 50% off all my digital prints and all the classes will end on January 1st. The link is in the description box below. So make sure to check that out. Also, if you have purchased anything ever from me, I sent an email yesterday, so make sure you check your inbox. And I gave everybody 3 digital files as a huge thank you for all your support throughout the years. And my son thanks you too, because he's living his dream. He's, you know, working in his field. Of all the kids that have graduated in his class, he's the only one that is doing artwork for a living. We have many new things planned for the new year, so be waiting for that. Next, tomorrow, January 1st, I will launch my Patreon. I have been working on this for months and months, and I'll have a video describing exactly what it means. And there's 3 tiers. There's bronze, silver, and gold. I guess that's just the hockey fan in me, you know, the sports person in me. I had to do the bronze, silver, and gold. And I'll explain exactly what each tier is. And in the email from last night, I also explained, you know, all the different tiers. And my hope, that's not going to be like right away, but I'm hoping that I'm going to move into that instead of the classes. I just find it's a platform where we can connect all the time instead of, you know, just every 2 months and then for 30 days. And then, you know, it's a few months before that we can connect again. But more details to follow tomorrow. The last thing I want to chat about is I went for another appointment this week for my arm. If you're new, I broke my arm back in November. I still have to wear my splint for another week or so. I can take it off more often and I can do my exercises, but my mobility is almost nil. So I have a long ways to go, a lot of pain, but I'm up for the challenge and I am going to start 2021 with a bang. I proved it in my last virtual crop. I can scrap with one arm, with the right arm just helping a little bit. Oh, and by the way, the next virtual crop will be the weekend of January 22nd to 24th. And that's it. That's going to complete this layout. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. If you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, it helps out my channel so much. Leave me a comment down below, and I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.